Star Wars Force Arena players, welcome to this brand new developer update. So, those of you who may remember a couple of weeks ago, I said I was quitting the game because the way things are for Rebels right now, it's just laughable. And I did say that when I did an update, balance update, I'd come back and play the game again. So yesterday, much to my surprise, there was a post, and it said about 2 new units, and it said about balance changes. I was like, oh my god, at last they're actually going to listen to the feedback, the amount of crap going on in the game right now, and how the meta's changed, where the Rebels really don't have much to push with. You may get the odd win, and there's people posting stuff in the forums about winning, big deal, you know, you might get a win every blue bloody moon, but trying to do it on a consistent basis is difficult because the Rebels do not have a strong leader right now, given the fact the changes to the pod drops have happened, and that the Empire have got so many leaders that buff and create energy. It makes it a real battle. So the update went live, the patch notes went live this morning, and I was completely flabbergasted at how little they've done in balance changes. I could not believe my eyes. I wasn't going to stream tonight, but I'm going to be streaming tonight. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it, because my idea of balance, when you say balance changes, there's going to be something substantial. There's going to be at least a significant change to the game. No. So let's talk about the new units first. So the Empire get yet another unit, and they now get an Imperial sharpshooter army. And these basically are the same as normal sharpshooters. They deploy 3 snipers to the battlefield, and in the video, I haven't got them unlocked yet. That'll play later. They are being used by my opponents, so you get to see them drop down, which surprised me because I had not seen a unit before. But basically, they cost 6 energy, and they can deploy on the battlefield, and they are long range. Now, they can be taken out by an X-Wing attack relatively quickly, so it'd be interesting to see how people use these on the battlefield. But given the fact that all the Empire do is tank and push now with what they've got, the Dewback, the tank, the sentry droid, the sand trooper, now this is just going to back them up if people use them, and of course a Blazeman or another sniper. So it'd be interesting to see how these pan out. So not really powerful against buildings, but they're really more against, apparently they're a counter to Phoenix Squadron. Like Phoenix Squadron needs a counter, you can just sneeze and Phoenix Squadron are no more. And also counters a Bantha too, which is hardly used because it is a waste of, it is a pointless card, but if it gets to a turret it can do a lot of damage, but if it can get to the turret. So on the screen now, feel free to pause the video to check out what's going down. So the Tlaz Marauder Army is the Rebel unit. What's interesting about these guys are, it's pretty obvious that these are going to be a Rebel counter to the Blazeman. They're going to be a Rebel counter to the light tank, the ATST. So these can counter quite a bit, considering they cost 4 energy, and you get a small army, and they are literally an army of Malaz warriors, and they just charge at whatever you put down in front of them. So in the video you'll see I do use them against a turret. It's my first game I've played back. I played a couple of games yesterday which I need to warm up, but this is the first game I've sat down and played with a new unit. So you get to see how I use those in one of the games I've been trying out today, and it's just, the game, you'll see for yourself, just sums up everything that is wrong with this game right now for the Rebel Alliance. Because bearing in mind, we need more Rebel players in the game. We don't need more Empire players. We need players playing Rebel. And to make it difficult for players to play Rebel is just going to lure them away. So anyway, enough ranting. Back to this. So you get 9 units are deployed at a time, and they go and beat the hell out of things. So let's move on to the laughable balance changes. So I literally had to rub my eyes because I thought, is this it? Is this all they're doing? Galactic Empire. So because they've changed the stun grenade and energy net, which is below, so the energy net has had its cost increase from 1 to 2, and the stun grenade has had its effect on someone reduced down from 2 seconds to 1.5 in a stun. So you shaved off 0.5 seconds. Like that is going to make much of a difference. So to compensate for that, Bosk bizarrely has had his hit points increased from 865 to 908. So bearing in mind this is all for level 1 cards, basic level 1. So it's not upgraded cards, these are basic level 1s. So I don't even know where that come from, but he's now got more energy. So bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Speaking of bizarre, let's move on to Princess Leia. So Princess Leia is lethal. She really is lethal if you know how to use her properly. So the biggest trick with Leia is, as you've seen in my videos, you can either throw in a pod drop, which obviously has been weakened now, and let the warrior bash on the turret with its bags of wet hair, doing no damage at all. But what that allows you to do is, with Leia, is rush into the turret, deploy your rebel guards, which deploys 3, drop down your adrenaline rush, and boom, the turret is gone in a blink. So in their wisdom, Netmarble, as you can see on the screen now, said that Princess Leia is a strong rebel leader, but her effectiveness in the arena has been sorely disappointing. The odds were never in her favour because she can't move. She's so slow. She's got to pick up her dress and run. Anyway, so the development team are increasing the number of honour guards that she deploys from 3 to 4. And they've increased the cooldown time on that ability from 43 to 45 seconds, so 2 seconds longer. So that makes no sense to me, that ability. If they want Princess Leia to be used more, make her a bit more mobile. That's what I'm saying, because she isn't very rapid, and you've seen it on my streams where it's so hard to get her into the turret. But once she's at that turret, she is devastating on the turret. But this is what they've done. So we'll see how it plays out. I'll be streaming it and see. I'll probably put it to the test and see what happens tonight, and stuff like that in the game. But we'll see. And then what they have done was, after lots of feedback, is actually nerf the repair units. So Barry and Larry are now going to cost 4 energy instead of 3. Nothing else has changed, it's just their cost has been increased. So as you can see on the screen now, they're talking about the durability and how good these guys are, and everything else. And it has created a lot of problems in the game right now, so they're making them cost a bit more, so players will have to think about using them or not, really. And I personally don't use repair units because they're just a waste of 3 energy in my book. So it's horses for courses, I suppose. And that's it. That is the change. Now, I know, balance changes, and that's what we get. Other improvements are basically now when you start a game, this is 1v1 and 2v2. Rather than starting with 5 energy, you now increase to 7. So basically, combat can start a bit quicker now. Rather than having to wait to build up to 10, you start at 7 instead of 5, so you get to 10 a little bit quicker than you would do normally. So be mindful of that on the battlefield and try not to waste too much energy, as I have in the video, because I forgot about that change. But also I had nothing to start with, as you've seen in the video, but I'll come to the commentary on that in a minute or two. So that is it. I'll put a link below to the patch notes. Yeah, there you go. Right, Force Arena players, let's jump into some gameplay with the new army of Marauders. So again, pause the video to check out the stats, etc. I haven't got the snipers yet, but I managed to get these guys out of a free pack earlier on today, so talk about luck. And as you can see, it counters pretty much what the Empire has as its main push, particularly the Blazemen. So it's clear to me that they don't want to nerf Blazemen. For whatever the reason is, they don't want to nerf Blazemen. They'd rather give the Rebels another card to try and just counter the Blazemen. I mean, really, come on. But I suppose to balance things out, to make it look like they're worth their while, they're really strong against the tech units and bizarrely against the Blazemen. But let's just try and jump into it. I haven't played the game now for over a week. I had a couple of games last night before the update landed, just to get back into it again. So I'm just going to make a couple of changes here. Take out these useless Twi'lek Rebels. Epic, my arse, are they epic card. Put in the Rebel Troopers and jump into a 2v2. Quick time, which is good. And so I've had to record this a couple of times as to not to be salty, because this was an awful game. And you'll see the reasons why, and I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to focus on what's going on with the Warriors here, because that's the cards that are new to the game. So right now, bearing in mind when you start a game now, you now start with 7 energy and not 5, which is something I forgot about in this particular game. And as you can see, I'm on 10. Wanted to drop my pod down, but I didn't want to drop it there or there, because obviously he had units, and although the drop pod has got no teeth, I didn't really want to waste that 4 energy. I wanted to at least scratch the turret. That's exactly what I've done on the top right. So throw down my grenade guy there, just take out his right troopers. Luke's over there on the left. I'll throw down some pathfinders to help support them. So here they go, all 9 of them. There is a sniper who's taken out 2, so I'll throw down my rebel troopers just to protect them a little bit and deal with that sniper, who does die relatively quickly. And as you can see, if I had a adrenaline rush, for example, or something like that, that turret would have been destroyed in a blink. So Princess Leia, perhaps, maybe, this could be good for her, who knows. But that was a good strike, taking down everything there. Chopper's did his bit on Tarkin, but he does eventually die. In goes my Grenadier. Throw down some cover on the left side with an iron mine, because obviously Luke's died. And the turret does take a lot of damage. I'm just going to kite this sentry trooper so I can drop down my pathfinders before I die. I will die to the sniper, which is perfectly fine because I'm not under attack. And there I do indeed die. So right now the game is under control, or I thought it was under control. I am aware that the left side is probably going to fall at some point. So I wanted to make another push and see what they've got. So Tarkin dropped down his Blazemen, so here the Blazemen come in. So they've already been weakened, but what I'm going to do is drop down my army here to see how they counter against these 2 Blazemen. So I dropped down 9, but Tarkin then throws down an airstrike, which, as you can see, obliterates all of them. An airstrike. So, you know, trade off again. So you just got to be mindful of that when you're playing the game, that the Empire, you don't want to give the Empire that much value when you throw down all your rebels, otherwise they'll just airstrike everything and it'll all be gone. Unlike most of the rebel units who will survive airstrikes. So there you'll see, I think there's some sharpshooters in there and also some riot troopers in there now as well, and the turret does go down because I had no support and no cover. So we've now lost both turrets. 45 seconds to go. I'm left wondering what is the point. So I throw down my drop pod is going to, but then he throws down his snipers, as you can see. Luke kills him with an airstrike, which is bizarre, given what's going on, because he doesn't back it up with a push. He just stands there. I don't know what he's doing, to be fair, but I'll just die. I'll ping the map for some help on the left side. There is the Imperial sniper who just snipes away. Emperor just literally exterminates my army in a blink. And that is game over right there, because bizarrely, with just 10 seconds left to go, I can't get anywhere near the middle turret. I've done substantial damage, but I just can't get there. And then Luke, with just 5 seconds to go, thinks, you know what, I'm going to make a charge. Like he's going to get there in 5 seconds. And that's game over. So, I hope you liked the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And at the end of the video, there will be the sniper deck. Normally I'd do the decks and stuff at the end, but I forgot to do that. So pause the video to check out the stats on the sniper, what they can and can't counter, and hopefully I'll see you in the live stream tonight. If not, I'll see you in the next Star Wars Force Arena video. May the Force be with you.